Welcome to the Future is Gold podcast series, hosted by Alexandra Cosma. We believe in empowering you to take control of your future so you can live the life that you want. And we do that by allowing you to buy, send, spend, earn and secure the world's oldest currency, gold, while being supported by modern technology. At Nuggets, our mission is clear. We're making gold accessible for everyone by giving you the knowledge and expertise needed to make informed and smart financial decisions that benefit you.
Hi, and welcome back to episode 10 of the Future is Gold podcast. On this episode, I'm joined once again by Nuggets CEO and co-founder Dhruva Acharya. Together, we will take a closer look at the Nuggets business with a product spotlight on the Nuggets app. As discussed in episode 3, the Nuggets business started how many great businesses start, with a simple idea to make gold accessible to the rest of us. Dhruva, why do you think it's important that gold is accessible to everyone?
Annie, it's good to speak to you again, and thanks for having me back. That's a good question. So, gold is an asset that everybody understands quite well, and people have an intuitive sense and understanding about gold. People understand that gold is a stable and a relatively safe option compared to maybe stocks, bonds, or cryptocurrencies. The challenge, however, is that though people understand this, people don't have easy access to buying gold, and it is definitely pricey and a bit inconvenient to safely store gold. It is the world's oldest currency and is a safe asset and needs to be made more accessible to people.
Well, that's certainly our goal at Nuggets, to make gold more accessible. Dhruva, how would you describe the Nuggets business journey so far?
The journey has been quite interesting, and we definitely learned a lot while building Nuggets. We began as traders in precious metals domain, where we used to work with large corporates and businesses. This means we did not work with individual customers. In fact, one day, one of our co-founders, Phoebe, asked us why her friends and family cannot buy gold from us. And a simple reason is that individuals usually buy small quantities of gold for, say, $50 to $100 at one time. And it's costly and usually not efficient to sell small parts of gold, because every time you break a 1 kilo bar into smaller pieces, it costs money. So we never catered to individuals. However, what helped was the recent developments in the fintech space and people generally becoming more comfortable with holding assets digitally. So this made it possible for us to offer small units of gold digitally for as low as, say, $10. And B2C is obviously very different from B2B. B2C is basically when you sell directly to customers. That's a very different business model. And we felt that we just did not want to offer low-cost gold. We also wanted to add some extra value. And this led to the idea of offering an interest rate or a yield in terms of points, and also allowing people to spend their gold using a debit card. So that is how we kind of initially built Nuggets, and so far we have received some positive feedback, and we are seeing a well-engaged community starting to develop around Nuggets.
You can listen to podcast episode 3, The Nuggets Journey, to hear more from our co-founder Phoebe about the business journey. Dhruva, if you could describe the Nuggets team in 3 words, what would they be?
Okay, those 3 words would be motivated, creative, and tenacious. I think these are 3 main qualities that any new young company requires.
Well, they're great words. Now, Dhruva, you've obviously been on the podcast before. Dhruva joined me on episode 1, The History of Gold, where we looked at gold's influence on the world over time. However, we haven't really gotten to know you yet. Perhaps you could share with us what led you to work in the gold and fintech space.
Well, personally, for me, it was mostly driven by one of our co-founders who had started setting up and working in a precious metals trading business. In fact, he set it up on his own. And at that time, the idea was to simply buy gold at a low price and sell to large buyers with a small markup. As in when we built that business and expanded to multiple geographies, we found it prudent to set up our own refinery. And after spending some good amount of years in that business, we realized that the true potential of gold lies in allowing more people to buy gold easily around the world, allowing people to basically democratize gold, give more people access to fairly priced gold, allow them to save it conveniently and spend it. We already had a robust supply chain in place, and we had the right tie-ups to build and launch a global fintech product around physical gold. So we went ahead, we linked all the dots, and we built Nuggets.
Dhruva, how have your previous experiences helped you prepare for the fintech industry and the challenges that come with working in it?
So not just myself, but my co-founders or the initial team of Nuggets, we had backgrounds in technology, banking, investments, and finance. So we had a very different perspective on physical gold. And we really saw gold as an excellent asset which needs to be modernized for the present times. So our backgrounds in finance technology really helped us to design, conceptualize, and execute Nuggets.
Well, you certainly are modernizing it for modern times. Dhruva, what are some of the achievements that you're most proud of, and how have those experiences shaped the way that you manage Nuggets?
So when we started thinking about Nuggets, and this was way back in 2021, it seemed like a great idea, but it was still an idea. We still had to go out, hire people, get the right partnerships and tie-ups in place, and to basically put the various bits and pieces together. So when we finally launched the app this year, and people around the world were able to easily access the app, send money, get gold, use that gold, it was a massive moment for us. So building the entire user journey has taught us a lot, and me personally has taught me a lot. And that knowledge has kind of shaped the way we manage the business and people within the team.
Now, Dhruva, I want to talk more about the Nuggets app. We can say goodbye to the days when people needed to store gold under their floorboards, in hidden wall safes, or in a bank's safety deposit box. Gold has retained its value over thousands of years, and now modern technology steps in to make it more accessible. Fintech has only made it easier to purchase, trade, invest, and spend gold as a digital commodity. The Nuggets app is now available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Dhruva, what was the process like to get the app onto the App Store?
Process is pretty straightforward. With the recent advancements in technology, it has become fairly straightforward to launch products on the App Store. So once you first offer it for upload, you basically have to answer a list of questions, and there are usually more follow-on questions. And once all the questions are addressed, the app gets launched on the App Store. So it's fairly straightforward. You just need to go through the various Q&A rounds with the companies.
Right. Now, Dhruva, why should our listeners download the Nuggets app? What's in it for them?
Well, because it is simply the best way to buy, store, and use gold. We have really built the app keeping the requirements of users in mind, and we constantly keep updating the app based on consumer feedback. So we're a very active company. We really care about what users feel about the app, and we keep building it for them.
And what exactly can our users expect from the app?
First and foremost, and most importantly, users can expect a super simple, intuitive app with a very simple starting process. So in a sense, you can just use a name, email ID, and phone number to get a basic account set up. And once you have an account set up, users can expect the best price of gold, ease of use, easy process of buying and selling gold, and they earn a yield on that gold as well. And once they upgrade, premium users can also get a debit card.
Well, you certainly are making it easy to start buying, saving, and spending in gold. Dhruva, what are the different tiers of membership that we offer?
We have two types of accounts. One is a basic account and one is a premium account. So basic account, the idea is that it's a very super simple process where just by using your name, email ID, and phone number, you get a basic account and you can start buying gold, selling gold, spending gold, sending it to friends and family. Once onboarded, people can also apply for a premium account. In that account, basically users need to give a little bit more information and also upload a photo ID. But once you get a premium account, you get a higher yield in terms of points, and you also get a debit card to spend your gold. So we have two accounts.
And what are the rewards for a premium account? You mentioned it's a higher yield. How exactly does that work?
They get a higher yield and they also get a debit card, and they also start earning interest on their cash balance. So it's definitely better. but you have to give us more information about yourself so that we know who we are dealing with on the app.
Fair enough. Now, Dhruva, we have discussed in all of our previous episodes the merits of gold and why we recommend holding some gold in a well-balanced portfolio. Gold is a safe, stable investment and an excellent hedge against inflation. But Dhruva, what I'm curious to ask you is, why should our audience spend in gold?
This is a good question. If you think about it, gold is very similar to money. It has got most of the same attributes. In fact, of all assets, it is perhaps the most similar to money as we know of. So at Noggets, we not only allow people to save in gold, but also allow people to use that gold as money by giving them a debit card. So it's as straightforward as that. It is as good as money.
So can we talk a little bit about our partnership with MasterCard to have those gold-backed debit cards that you mentioned? When will these likely be available?
The gold-backed debit card is already active, and it's being actively tested with a small set of users, and we keep improving the usability as and when we get feedback. So as of now, users can use their debit card to buy things online. We will soon launch a tap and pay feature where people can just tap their phone on a machine and buy goods. That's coming fairly soon. MasterCard has been very helpful for companies such as Noggets because we had a very unique use case in allowing people to use gold as currency. So we discussed with MasterCard for a couple of months and they loved the idea. That's how we got their approval to use their platform. But they've been very, very helpful for companies such as us.
Well, they're very exciting innovations to come. Dhruva, what can our listeners expect from Nuggets over the next 6 months?
It's very simple. Over the next 6 months, we will continue to improve the product. We'll continue to build the product for our customers, keeping user experience in mind. We have a chat feature within the app where users send us their inputs and feedback, and we try to incorporate as much feedback as we want. So the next 6 months would be more about improving the usability of Noggets, to spread the word about Noggets, to get more people onto the platform, and we will take it from there.
Dhruva, my final question for you. What are the business goals that you're hoping Nuggets will achieve in the near future?
So keeping in line with our core mission to make gold easy and accessible to users around the world, with every launch, we get feedback that allows us to improve the product. So 2022-23 would be more about communicating this vision to users, allowing them to access gold easily. And we will keep making the product better and better for users around the world.
Dhruva, thanks again for your time on this episode. I believe we all now have a better understanding of how gold and fintech actually work together. The introduction of digital gold through fintech has made it easier for a wider and more diverse audience to leverage gold as an asset. And as we continue to transition more of our finances to fintech platforms and applications, we take a closer look at the new Nuggets app as well as the 2-tier rewards membership. If you want to partner with a gold-backed fintech platform that can help you utilize digital gold, download the Nuggets app. You can download it from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. To find out more, visit www.nuggets.com. We'll help you strike gold in your financial journey.
Thanks for listening to the Future is Gold podcast. For links and contact details relevant to this episode, please see the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast series so you'll know when the next episode is live. And follow Nuggets on social media for more gold standard content. Information contained within this series is general in nature and not directed to your personal situation. So please reach out to us or your financial expert for a more tailored approach. This podcast is a Story League production.